everyone. My name is Dr. Jamie Johnson. I am the Interim Director for the School Law Enforcement and Justice Administration, and welcome to WIU Inside the System, sponsored by Western Illinois University. Today, we have a special guest with us today. Dr. Thomas Meloni is here for us today. He currently has 37 years, as a sworn police officer. Merit as sworn as a chief, worked in multiple districts. He has been a professor for us for years. And I will also point out too, he holds the rank of full professor. So Dr. Meloni, it is an honor to have you, sir,
My pleasure.
And welcome, to the podcast.
Oh, well, glad to be here.
So this is exciting, right? Yeah. So when I was going through all the stuff that you've done, I had to sit back and go, I don't know where to start. Honestly, we could spend, I know a lot of students have said, what does the police chief do? And that one's a hot one. We'll get into that. And then I have a lot of people going, LAPD. Oh, that's awesome. Right? And I heard tons and tons and tons of questions going, we have a professor who was LAPD. And I'm like, yes, we do. Right? So, so Tom, it is an honor to have you here.
Well, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be part of Western Illinois University and our program. And I enjoy my time with the students. I especially enjoy in the classroom.
Excellent. Excellent. First question, right? And I'm going to be asking you a series of questions to get to know you, for the students to get to know you as well, and they have the opportunity to train with you, which is exciting. It's not going to just be with a TA or a teaching assistant or a graduate assistant. They get to actually talk to you, which is fascinating and just a great part of our program that we have access to you, all right? So first part is, Tom, how did you get into this field?
Oh, boy.
And start from the beginning, because they want to know, so.
Well, I've been working since I'm a young boy. Since about 10 years old. I learned how to cut grass, rake leaves, shovel snow, wash cars, and we did that around the neighborhood, my brother and I, and my brothers and I, and then we went on to school, went to high school. I was blessed, and then I was able to have a great education. I went to Catholic school for grammar in high school. Excellent. And I'll tell you, it's a good thing, because I don't know what I'd have become without the good sisters that kept me in line. So in any case, during high school, you start to think about, what do I want to do? Right. And I knew I was either going to go to college or go in the military. So at the time, I chose the college route, and I attended Southern Illinois University, and I had to pick a major. That was in Carbondale. Excellent. And they had a criminal justice program there. And that interested me, because I thought I like working with people, and I like working outside, and I like doing something different all the time. So those factors led me toward a career in law enforcement. And after maybe, senior year in high school or freshman year in college, I thought, that's what I want to do. So that's what I majored in, and that's what I studied.
That's excellent. I love that.
Well, I didn't want it to sound like I studied too much. I studied a lot, but never too much. So probably should have studied some more.
Right, Tom?
Yeah, no. No.
No, I love that. So now you have a diversity within your degrees. Can you outline the degrees that you got? Can you tell me why you got them?
Southern Illinois University was a bachelor's degree in administration of justice. And that took a broad look at the whole criminal justice program and the history of it and how it works in America specifically. So that was very interesting, and that's still a program that they have there. That's one of our competitors.
Yes, it is.
Right? And then I graduated. A couple of the professors that I had recommended that if I wanted to do a career in law enforcement, I should seek a position with the Los Angeles Police Department. So after graduating, the economy in America was on a downturn. It was 1974 in December, and police departments weren't hiring. So I was working some different jobs in the meantime, and though that'd be a funny story in and of itself, but I worked some different jobs, and then I went out to Los Angeles, California, to take a look at the Los Angeles Police Department. Thankfully, I had an aunt and uncle there that put up with me for a while. I'm sorry.
No, it's quite okay.
and I could take my time and go talk to the recruiters at the police department. They were not accepting applications at the moment.
Okay.
So I filled out what they called an interest card, and they told me they'll get a hold of me when they are accepting applications. But it might not be for a while. Turned out to be not for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I previously to that, I had applied with 46 different police agencies in and around Illinois. And that's why I tell my students, you never give up.
That's right.
You don't just throw one fish hook in the water if you're looking to catch that fish. So I put in 46 applications. I processed through many of them, and the first one to pop for me was the Will County Sheriff's Office in Joliet, Illinois.
Okay.
So I was hired as a deputy sheriff there in fall of 1975, a couple years back, and became a deputy sheriff.
Okay.
I stayed there for 2.5 years. And about 1.5 years into the sheriff's office, the LAPD opened up their testing.
Got it.
So I got that interest card back, and I had to make 5 trips to Los Angeles in order to process.
I bet that was expensive.
It was a little bit of change.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, of course, I got married to my lovely wife, and we're going to celebrate 50 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, next month. And she put up with me for 50 years, and she put up with all of this police work. So
we owe her a huge gratitude.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So let's see. That first trip to Los Angeles was simply to turn back in that interest card and get it time-stamped and signed by the personnel office that you came personally to Los Angeles and turned that in. They were opening up that period from 8 a.m. to noon one day. There were over 12,000 applicants that day in 4 hours.
Whoa.
So they told me to get here the night before and wait outside City Hall. So I brought a sleeping bag and got a ride from the airport, and then wound up camping on the sidewalk outside of City Hall. And they had a line drawn down the sidewalk where we were to camp. And they had Los Angeles police officers patrolling us on foot to make sure we were safe. And that door opened up at 8 o'clock. And you walked in, they stamped your card, they gave you a receipt, and they told you we'll be in touch when you can come back and start taking the tests.
Really?
So back to the airport, back home. I'm a deputy sheriff. I go back to work. And long story short, took 5 separate trips to take all the different tests.
Understood.
Physical fitness, medical, psychological, talk to background investigators, an oral interview, and then they do your background.
Okay.
And after the background and everything, I was appointed into a class which started in April of 1978.
Wow.
I got a notification in the mail, so I'm just telling the students so they know.
Yeah.
They didn't even give me 2 weeks. It was about 11-day notice. You've been appointed to this class. Call us if you're coming. This is when you show up. So I had to process away from the Will County Sheriff's Office. We had to pack our apartment and move to California.
Wow.
So it was a little bit of a change.
A little, a little bit.
Yeah. So, but I should mention, because prospective students, I imagine, are going to watch us.
Yeah.
I worked hard on the Will County Sheriff's Office. I did my job, and I followed directions of the supervisor. I didn't cause trouble, and I did not get involved in politics.
Yep.
So when I left, I went to say thank you to the sheriff for having hired me. It was about 100 officers on the department at that time.
Yeah.
And the sheriff was the longest-serving sheriff in Illinois at the time, Joe Trisna.
Okay.
And when I thanked him, he stood up behind his desk and he shook my hand. He said, "Tom, if you were leaving for another little department like this," he says, "I'd be mad as hell." He said, "But you're going to the finest department. And I'm going to shake your hand and tell you this. You've done a great job. If things don't work out in Los Angeles for you and your wife, you call my personal line. I'll put you back to work the next day." And I felt like a millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Because he said that. And the only reason he said it is I kept a good attitude and I worked hard.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
So that took me out to Los Angeles and spent just under 9 years there. Worked most of that time in in an area known as South Central Los Angeles. At that time was the busiest part of the city, busy with violent crime and gangs, which was the real nexus of the problem was drugs and gangs.
Understood.
Gangs and drugs, they run together. So that was our problem there. But that was the best training I've ever had. That was a 6-month full stress academy. And they would flunk out about 42 to 50% of the rookies that came in. So
that's really high compared to even today.
Compared to today, yeah. And actually that's where it should be, because what they were trying to do was weed out the men and women that really don't want to serve the people.
Got it.
So if you truly wanted to serve, you put up with all the stress in the academy and you applied yourself. If I took the job because it's a nice paycheck and this and that, you'll leave. And that's what they did.
Wow.
With that type of training.
So, okay, so when you were in your academy time, right, okay, with the LAPD, can you describe what was the training like and kind of like some of the tactics that you were learning and what a student can also know what they might experience even today?
Yeah, well, all departments have a little bit different academy structure. Some have their own, some have regional ones because they're small agencies, so they send to a regional academy. There's 5 or 6 academies in Illinois where they train basic recruits. Los Angeles today, that's a 9-month-long academy. You live at home or your apartment, and you show up 5 days a week at the academy.
All right.
Now, those are long days, and usually started at 6 a.m. with inspection near the flagpole. We raised the colors. A class drill instructor would come out and inspect us.
Okay.
Of course, he always finds something wrong to holler about.
I love the way you listen.
Yeah, always found something wrong. So in any case, that was to give us a few extra push-ups to do before so we could get warmed up for the classroom. And it's split into 3 different areas. Academics, which is going to cover law, search and seizure, Supreme Court decisions. It's going to cover California law, specifically criminal codes, health and safety codes, and all the other laws that the Los Angeles police officer would be enforcing, such as local ordinances. Okay. And then you're going to have tactics and fitness and self-defense classes, which ran from 2 to 3 hours per day.
Okay.
And so we exercised a lot every day. What worked out really well for me is that I wrestled in high school.
Okay.
So when it came to wrestling in the academy, which we did every day, it was a second nature for me. I already knew how to do it. And many of my classmates had trouble with that. So except for one classmate that was successful in rendering me unconscious in a wrestling match, which we had to do with judo holds from the art of judo.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you watch a judo match, that's a knockout in a judo match. So in any case, I did really well at that self-defense part, and then they trained us in taekwondo techniques and karate techniques.
Okay.
And our trainer was an upper degree black belt. And then at the end of those couple hours, he made the comment the first day in physical fitness. He says, "All right, you got 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, meet out on the road.
You better go."
Yeah. We're going to go for a cool down run. And, you know, being the dummy that I am, I thought, oh, good, we're going to cool down. I actually had that thought.
Yeah.
Well, the cool down run was a 5K. It was 3.1 miles, most all of it hilly. And he didn't run at any comfortable pace for me, but you had to keep up. So, so we started at 3 miles, and by the time we're in the 3rd month at the academy, he's running no less than 5 and 6, 5 days a week. So it's a good thing that I had always stayed in good shape and was able to handle that. And then you have the firearms training. That's the 3rd portion. So academics, fitness and self-defense, and then your firearms and all the tools that you might have to use, and a lot of tactics in there also, safety tactics.
Got it.
So
That's excellent.
yeah. So I was really happy to have graduated.
I mean, that day was like,
Yeah, and 2 days before graduation, the drill instructor looked at us as a group, and he had marshaled us down from about 54, 56 rookies at the beginning, and we graduated about 32 or 34, right in there.
Wow.
And he looked at the group of us, and as he marched back and forth, we were standing at attention, and he said, "There's 2 days left, and I've still got a couple of you I'm going to weed out of here." And we had to say, "Sir, yes, sir." Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh boy, I hope he's not aiming for me. But we all graduated at that point, and everybody goes then to different divisions. You put your wish list in, and some of us got where we wanted to go, and some didn't. But out of 18 different districts in the city, you were assigned for your field training.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so we have students obviously who come in, especially recruitment, and this is one thing I drill them, but I also want you to expand on.
Okay.
They will always state, okay, what if I mess up? And we know we're going to have a student fail an exam. We know that something's going to go wrong, and they're going to have something that they have to overcome. So can you tell us, okay, and tell this audience, it could be a couple. I've had people say, well, I have like, doing this.
Okay.
What is the biggest failure or bad experience that you had throughout your professional time, and how did you overcome it, or what advice can you give them to overcome it?
Well, that's both on a personal level and a professional level.
Sure.
So on a personal level, I should have stayed more active in my church.
Got it.
Okay? Even as a police officer working shift work, I should have carved out enough time to get to church regularly, because that always helped me in my life.
Yeah.
And then on the professional level, and this is important for young people, when you come to college, you're well-rounded, you've had many different experiences, worked part-time jobs, grew up in different areas of the country, perhaps different continent, come from a family background. And in the meantime, you had these experiences maybe in scouting or with music or with your hobbies, riding bikes, going hiking, camping. Keep a hobby going. That's my best advice to a young man or woman getting in this line of work. You get so busy in the work that it'll consume you. And pretty soon all you think about and all you do is wrapped around that policing job.
Got it.
The shift work, funny days off, court time. Very rarely do you get off on time. So there's pressures on the family. You've got to keep a hobby, whatever that is. I don't care if it's riding a bike, fishing, playing racquetball, reading books, playing your musical instrument, but keep a hobby. I let some of my hobbies slide off for a while. And then I eventually learned that as I always continued to work out physically. And that's somewhat of a hobby, but you still need a release even from that.
Understood.
Such as a walk in nature, a walk in the woods, read a good book, listen to music. There's something other than the cop work. And I tell my students in class, a lot of part-time job offers are going to come to you as a police officer because they know you're reliable.
Yeah.
There'll be security at banquet halls where they have weddings, security at the local bowling alley, security job at a bank or a currency exchange, at the football game for the high schools in town. They hire police officers. Those officers are all off duty. So the money's good, but the problem is if you work at the football game as a police officer on Friday night, and on Saturday you're on security at Saturday night at a banquet hall, you made a few dollars, but taxes are going to take half of that, and you just blew your days off. Yeah. So now you're back to work. What happens is if you keep that into your lifestyle, pretty soon you get burnt out because you have no downtime. So to keep the hobby, you've got to have downtime. So you've got to reserve that time with the family, whether that's your son or daughter's softball or baseball game or their soccer game or their chorus event at grammar school. You've got to try to get there and have that time because that's really important, not only for your children, yourself, your spouse, yourself. And you got to have that downtime. So you got to keep a hobby.
Well, that's brilliant. And I know a couple of things that are not talked about enough and that I've seen is obviously Faith, making sure that you have that as well. The hobby is brilliant because, number one, whether you're in police work, you're currently here working, or wherever it is, you have to make sure that there's a balance. I struggle with that. I think a lot of people struggle with that, so that's brilliant. So we appreciate that very, very much.
And the most enjoyable part of my career was serving the people in Los Angeles, meeting the people in the street and working patrol.
Yeah.
Because you're going to meet a couple dozen people every night. You're going to serve all these people. Some of them you're going to have to arrest because they committed a crime.
Correct.
But even with that, you're still able to be respectful and do your job as a professional. And then the amount of times I was thanked in South Central Los Angeles by law-abiding folks, giving us a hug, shaking our hand. And I mentioned the churches on a Sunday, on a day of worship, they'd flag us in if we were working and ask us to come have cake and coffee with them after service, things like that, or a picnic. I can't count how many hundreds of times that took place. And those were all heart-filling paychecks, if I can put it that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's brilliant. Okay, so now most of the people coming in, just so you know, to our program, we're around 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
What would you tell your 18-year-old self? This is you, Tom, you, okay? Would you change anything? Would you tell that person to do something different? What advice would you give them?
Oh.
And honesty, Tom.
Yeah, okay. Well, you came to the university to get an education, so
Yeah.
focus on the schoolwork.
Okay.
Actually, do read the books that the professors ask you to read. Okay. Always show up for class and take copious amounts of notes.
Okay.
All the time. Take notes. And if you don't understand something, raise your hand and ask a question.
Absolutely.
And I think more and more of my students are reticent to ask questions and reticent to respond to questions. And for some reason, over time in our culture, people have become afraid to speak. And that's very dangerous for a police officer because you're going to have to take command of chaotic situations, many times violence. And you're going to have to speak to do that. And you're going to have to be able to communicate with people. You're going to have to be able to listen very well, accurately to the people that you deal with. So it's not anything like TV shows or movies. They're entertaining, but that's not reality. So take a lot of notes, talk a lot in class to the professor, participate, ask questions. That'd be my advice, and work out. Wear that rec center over here. We got the best rec center I've ever seen in my life over here at Western.
Yep, we do.
Wear the place out, and it's got a beautiful track outside. So when the weather's nice, like today, get some time on the track. If all you can do right now is walk, then walk. But eventually get up to jogging and running around that track. And wear one of those lanes out. And mark lane number 3 for you and see if you can wear it out in 4 years. You won't be able to, but get out there. And,
That's excellent.
Because right now I talk to police leaders in a couple different places when I lecture. I've asked them the same question. What's the number one problem with your recruits in the academy? Why are they failing?
I've heard
and
this
they
one.
all say the same thing. They can't keep up with the physical fitness.
Yep.
That weeds them out. And I said, well, what's your problem with younger officers, rookie officers? They can't write. They cannot write well. They have trouble structuring their police reports and all the reports that they have to write. So when you're here, work out, get as fit as you can. If you don't know what to do, then see a fitness instructor. Mm-hmm. Get to the physiology department, am I right?
Yep.
Talk to somebody that's a coach. Talk to somebody that's instructs you, and then get over to the rec center and do it. And do it 5 days a week. And then you'll be ready. And you'll make it through the academy because you've ingrained that self-discipline into your own being. And that would be my advice. I followed a lot of that when I was a student, Of course, I did, being honest, you told me to be honest.
Yeah, I want you to be honest.
I did actually think that, I hadn't read all of those chapters, so I put the pillow under the book, the night before the test and slept on it. Doesn't work. It just never worked. So the age-old thing is, you want to get something out of it, you gotta put some effort in.
I understand that, and the physical fitness, I've heard that again and again, and the fads. I mean, whether bro splits, right? Okay, chest day, back day, that kind of stuff, right? I mean, if you did that, be an asynchronous split possibly would work, right? Upper, lower, push, pull, total body, and you hear all this stuff, right? And the biggest thing is I make jokes going, can you do a push-up? How many push-ups can you do? How many pull-ups can you do? Okay, and sometimes they'll look at me and they're like, oh, I haven't done one of those, and I'm like, you're going to need to do one.
Yeah,
okay, right?
Train on all those calisthenics.
That's right, and get out and do it. So it is a tough one, but you're exactly right, and specifically writing. That's one thing about our program. We make you write, okay? We teach you how to write, okay? So we have a good English department, okay? They can also assist, and they do assist, but of course when we're writing, of course your police reports and so on, I know within your classes and so on, you're going to drill and you're going to work their writing to make sure that they're ready, okay? Which is absolutely huge.
And
huge.
Speaking of that,
yeah,
if I may,
sure, feel free.
I would say to the 18-year-old and to all of my students, do not use artificial intelligence
AI.
to help you on your writing, because what you're doing to yourself, you're not able then to formulate the verbiage that you want to put down. You can't formulate your thoughts, so you're letting the computer do it for you. Oh, you might get the grade, but you're going to waste 4 years here or more, and all of that money and all of that time.
Correct.
Because you'll leave, and all you'll know how to do is look up things on AI. You won't know how to write your police report. You won't know how to testify in court.
Correct.
And right now, this is not a pressured interview. I don't feel any pressure at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
But in the court, the prosecutor or the defense attorney are going to come at you and they're going to pressure you. And they're going to be looking specifically at that piece of paper that you turned in.
Correct.
That they have read, that's your police report, the detectives have read it, everybody's read it, and the judge is reading it. So you need to be able to speak clearly and accurately. The more you use AI, you could graduate, but you'll be dumb as a rock. I don't know how else to put it nicely.
As long as they don't lose power.
You're just, well, yeah, but I think you get the point.
I do, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, and while you're here, spend time in the library.
Yep.
And take some classes in first aid and self-defense.
Oh yeah.
Things you've never done like scuba and skin diving. A nutrition class, a health class. You've got room for electives, and learn how to take care of yourself and take care of other people.
Yeah, but that's excellent. That's excellent. Servant attitude. That's what we need, okay? All right, so next question. Tell me about give me 3, I want 3. The 3 most influential people that help make you.
Oh boy.
This could be a tough one.
That's tough. Well, I've got to give the credit to mom and dad.
Okay, that's
all right?
good.
All right, I was blessed with wonderful parents. So mom made sure that the homework was done.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we had our assignments. She didn't go over them. She just asked if we got it all done, but she made sure we were in the house sitting at a table doing them.
I got it.
All right, because that would have been the last thing on my mind. All right. And of course, Dad taught us all the big items in life, and how to go about your life, and how to work hard.
Got it.
So he produced in us a hard work ethic, and values at home were honesty and respect, and faith in God, faith in the family, and then respect for our nation and all the men and women who've died to defend us and give us our freedom.
Correct.
So they were very influential. And then I had other grandparents and uncles and aunts that were very influential for me. I knew I was surrounded by people that loved me, cared about me. Somebody else then, if we go outside of the family, would be my wrestling coach in high school. And he also taught us never to give up and taught us how to overcome whatever it was. And he was very influential because in wrestling's a pretty tough sport.
Yes, it is.
The practices are hard. But when you step out on that mat, it's you and your opponent.
Yes, it is.
There's no team. The team's sitting back here watching you.
That's correct.
You know, on the bench. But you got to go out there and you've got to wrestle and do your best. So I think that those were some very influential people in my life. I had a cousin that allowed me to labor for his iron working company while I was going to college in the summer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, so I was a laborer for the iron workers, and I learned how to work hard. And some of those iron workers would often say to me, you know, they'd kid me for being in college. But one of the older gentlemen, he said it to me every day. He said, "You finished school, Tom."
That's right.
So those influences, you know, keep you going.
Excellent, excellent. And I've heard, you know, a lot of people answer that question now. And one thing I can always say is there's always a strong network. We're never self-made. We always have someone there just kind of kicking the doors open or grabbing your hand and saying, "Come this way," and helping you out.
I could tell you a good story. I was about 10. My uncle came in from California for a visit, and we're at the dinner table. And after dinner, he turned to me and he said, now he's a very successful businessman. He said, "So Tom, what's your plan?" Well, I'm a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't have a plan. I just, you know, I go to school, I wait to get out at 3 o'clock, and I want to go play. But he got me thinking.
Yeah.
I said, "Plan for what?" He said, "For your life. What are you going to do with your life? Next time I come see you, I want you to tell me." So that influence as a mentor, that influence was, you got to have you need to have a plan. You need to be thinking long term, where, you know, what do you want to be, what do you want to do, that kind of thing. So that was pretty significant.
Well, that's huge. Another question I'm going to have is, what in your career did you not expect? Like, what threw you for a loop? Was there anything that was like, okay, I didn't think that one was going to come about?
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. My wife and I decided, living in Los Angeles for almost 9 years, we're going to come back to Illinois because we had 2 wonderful children. We were blessed with a daughter and a son. And we want to bring them back by the grandparents.
Okay.
And so when we made that decision, which I had about a -1% vote.
I saw that.
We came back. We came back. And I became a chief of police in Thornton, Illinois. It's a small town.
Awesome.
South suburb. Great community. I did not expect the political pressure that can be put on a police chief, even in a small town.
Yeah.
Everybody wants something different, and everybody had a different set of priorities. And managing a team of officers it's not as easy as you think. And you found out now, but anyway, so.
Yes, I have actually.
I really enjoyed the job, and I enjoyed the community, and the mayor that I was working for, after I was there 6 years, the mayor I was working for really did an outstanding job of supporting the police and trying to keep the politics out of the police department so that we weren't being pulled and shoved and tugged around. And so I didn't expect that. I just didn't expect that much pressure and nothing illegal or unethical, but why this? Why are you doing that? How come you don't do this? How come there's not more of that? Why is this in the budget? Why is that not in the budget? So those kind of things for a police chief you don't expect. You think it was just the police work was easy.
Yeah.
So and my officers took care of all that. They didn't need much help from me, but the budgeting and the complaints and the investigations, all of that. So that gets to be a little bit
Understood.
much.
We've got a fun question now.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a common myth or a myth that you know is being kind of like transpired out there. And here's where it usually comes in from the students. And I'll expand on this, all right? Usually it's TV shows, correct? All right, so Is there any TV show that deals with law enforcement that you watch? I'm just asking.
Not today. Not.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Not,
She said not today.
Not recently.
Okay. How about? Did you ever watch Chips?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Not much. Not
See
much.
the smile.
Not much. You got to go back a little bit. Adam 12 was very realistic,
Okay.
and Dragnet was very realistic. Those two
I actually
programs.
know what they are.
No, those are coming back. That's going back into the 50s and 60s, but they were very realistic. And all of the Dragnet series were actual cases in the history of the LAPD. And Jack.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Jack Webb was the actor, and then later the producer. Jack got permission from Chief Parker, Chief Davis,
Really?
to use real cases as long as he changed all the names
Of course, yes.
and reflected the police department in a positive light, in a realistic light. And so the chief actually assigned a sergeant to work with him on set so that they could watch and make sure that the action would be as realistic as possible, given everything taking place in 30 minutes or whatever.
yeah.
But and then producer and actor Jack Webb, and he started on the radio. He actually donated in a trust. He built the training academy classrooms way back when.
Really?
Yeah. And donated the money in a trust to maintain those buildings for the police department. So he did that as a thank you. And as far as I know, that still continues on to this day.
That's huge.
But I don't know for a fact. But it was quite a positive.
Well, it's interesting. You actually have a TV show that actually got to research and actually did it, and it was pretty realistic.
Very realistic.
I mean, because I'm hearing a lot today. I get people going, doing one of those, and I get a lot of questions, especially from parents. And it's, I tell them first if it's like a court order thing or if it's a criminal investigation thing. All you experts are going to state this, okay? It's not going to be done in 45 minutes, okay? It takes time, and so that's usually the biggest misnomer that we've got. That's huge. I love that.
It takes a long time.
I love that, okay? All right, who has been the most important professional mentor? And that could be anywhere. It could be anywhere in your field, the chief of police, LAPD, sheriff's department, Western, doesn't matter. Who is the most professional mentor for you?
My sergeant in 77th Street Division in Los Angeles.
All right.
And I have to name him. Jack Davenport was my watch commander for a long time. And he taught me some lessons without ever telling me that he was teaching me a lesson.
I understand that.
When you worked for Jack, you knew that if you did the right thing and you tried to do the right thing, he would support you.
Okay.
He'd go to bat for you. He would defend you. Okay. He did the wrong thing, he was going to call you on the carpet.
Yep.
And if you did something unethical or illegal, it would get reported up the chain of command. Mm-hmm. If you made an honest mistake, he would help you correct it. Okay. Not cover it, get it fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. But what he did for me, I don't know how much time we have. It's a bit of a story.
That's good.
But he taught me what Garfield talks about in his leadership books, so it matches the academic.
Okay.
And it matches lecturers like Bill Westfall, who's also a great mentor to me in training. In leadership, people don't care what you have to say when you're the leader until they know that you care about them.
That's true.
And Jack taught us that. And the best example I have was in about late in 79, my dad come down with cancer and had to go in for an operation. He's in Chicago, the family. I'm in LA. At the day of the operation, I come home, my wife's crying. She's got to call your uncle.
Okay.
So I call. The uncle says, Tom, you need to come home. The operation went well, your dad's in the hospital, but what they found is bigger than what they thought.
Okay.
I said, okay. Well, the next day was a day off for me. I happened to be on day watch, and I was on Jack's watch. But I knew he gets there early in the morning, so I called him early. And I told him the situation. And he said, Tom, go home and be with your mother. Go see your father. And I said, well, I'm pretty much still a rookie. I said, well, how much time can I have? He said, you just go home and take care of your parents. I'll put you on vacation time, and you call me when you're going to come back.
Wow.
So being thick-headed, I said, well, how much time? He says, I'm going to say it one more time. You could take as much time as you need. You call me when you're thinking of even coming back. You'll be back on the schedule. I said, okay, thank you, sir. Now, that was around Thanksgiving. Come Christmas time, I've been back at work. My dad's recovered. He's back home.
Okay.
And I'm turning in a report to Jack. And he's sitting at his desk. And he's a veteran of the war. He's fought in a war for America. And he's looking at my paper without even looking up. He says, how's your father? So I told him. He said, you going to go home to see him Christmas? I said, well, I was just home. I didn't know I could go home again. And he said, go home and be with your dad. So he did that twice for me. What did he teach me? Yeah. That he cared about me as a human being, as a person. Right. And he took regular time off for me, not some, he didn't wash time away. I'd use vacation and comp time and whatnot. But in any case, he let me know that it's how you treat your teammates, how you treat your members, and they're going to respond back with more hard work. So that's probably one of the greatest mentors I ever had.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Well, sir, we're coming towards the end, and I'm going to ask you some what we call speed questions. The speed questions have come from students, and so I know. Let me tell you. Okay, so and these are silly. Okay, and it's just I'm going to ask you the question. You're just going to give me an answer.
All right.
Okay, and this is we're going to hit a few of these. Okay, right? Dog or cat?
Dog.
What's your favorite type of dog?
Beagle.
Okay, excellent. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What type of blue? Is it dark blue or light blue?
Dark blue.
Dark blue. What's the last book you read?
I got it.
I saw that.
It's right here in my bag.
Okay.
I just got to think of the title. Decapitating the Serpent by Dr. Zev Zelenko.
All right.
It's an outstanding read. It's one of the best books I've ever read.
Excellent. I love it. Favorite time of day? Are you a morning, afternoon, or night person?
Yeah, morning.
Morning. Me too. So, favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show?
And it can be from any time.
OAN News.
Okay. News. Favorite movie? I know, I got you.
Oh boy, no, I mean there's several. Boy, oh boy.
Top two.
The Godfather.
Okay.
Marlon Brando.
Yep.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay.
With Clint Eastwood.
My son would love you. He will. He'd be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. What is your favorite hobby? Because you talked about hobbies, okay?
Yeah, music.
Music.
I'm currently taking accordion lessons.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I want to learn how to play that instrument again.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I'm trying.
Do you play any other musical instruments?
Guitar.
Really? That's amazing. That's amazing. What's your favorite food?
I try.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, pizza.
Pizza. What type of pizza, though?
A thin.
Thin?
Sausage and onion.
Oh, love it.
Okay.
Dr. Meloni, it's been an awesome
My
having
pleasure.
you here. Thank you, sir,
My
so
pleasure.
much.
Pleasure to work together.
I appreciate
And
that,
I
sir, so
invite
much.
The students that are thinking about Western, give me a holler. You can find me on the LEJA website.
That's excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, everyone, we want to thank you for your time, and we want to thank, of course, Dr. Meloni for being here. We have upcoming episodes, so please stay tuned. And again, thank you again for watching WIU Inside the System. Have a good day.